All right, YouTube. Just a few days after President Trump's tranny bathroom debacle, I've noticed now during the White House press briefings that Sean Spicer seems to be coming under some pretty heavy fire regarding the wording and the entire situation at large. I've actually also noticed that it's becoming a little bit more than stressful for the guy. I mean, there's one reporter in particular, and I'm going to find out who it is. For my own knowledge, I actually want to know who each of them are. If you've ever watched these, you notice that they're on a first-name basis. Each one of these reporters, they and Sean, know each other. They work with each other quite closely, and it seems as if almost the televised portion of these press conferences are only but just for that, a televised show, in that they work pretty closely with each other. Now, as I was saying, I want to find out the name of the one reporter that seems to have had, just a real pushy beef with the whole states' rights, children that think that they're a unicorn today or whatever the fuck. We're going to leave that up to the states. Let me shut my car off. I'm still deciding whether or not I want to go back to work. Not because it's, a day without immigrants or it's not my President's Day, but just because it's Friday and the sun is out, I really think that I may not be staying the whole day. Anyways, the pushiness of this particular individual, and unfortunately her name is not known, so I'm going to leave it out, kind of made me really, really kind of sick. I mean, as I've said in earlier videos, I'm not one to mince words. I'm not one to play games either. Maybe that's because I'm not a professional interview, press conferencer. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I have answered a question regarding topic A within 5 minutes and no one has come or gone from the press conference, and I get asked the exact same question again, let's just say that I don't play that shit, period. Now, the message that this woman had pushed, and I mean pushed, if you didn't watch it, and I recommend that you do, these press briefings are pretty, they're approximately an hour long, and they're pretty interesting for what it's worth. But at any rate, that was actually, her message was the message. And when I say pushy, I mean, while the fucking guy is trying to answer the goddamn question, here goes, Miss Man perking right up while the guy is fucking answering the question and insisting on pushing in more and more words while the guy's answering the question. Ridiculous in itself. But that was her message, was the message. What is it? What is this message that President Trump is sending to our youth? And it took Sean a few minutes to get her to finally shut the fuck up, A. And B, to accept the fact that, well, first of all, let's remember that no one got to talk about this. President Obama had actually initiated this, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe that it was actually finalized in the sense that it was made law. None of this is, this was all up in the air. This was all coming to pass, I believe. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But because of the fact that I believe it was coming to be, it was easily enough able to be shot down, if you will, and sent back to the states to make their own personal decision. Each state regarding whether or not they wanted children to be able to just do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah, oh, you're a boy today? Good for you. That's great, honey. Oh, you're a girl now? That's awesome. And it seemed as if the reporter was very, very adamant on finding out from Sean Spicer just what the president thinks that this is going to do for our youth and the message that this is going to send. Very odd in that, A, because this wasn't something that was set in stone. This is the way it's going to be. This is what we're doing, blah, 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 blah. that everyone is so up in arms about it anyways. Also, because it wasn't reversed so much as to say, you cannot, we're making a law, you will not pretend that you're a female, you will not wear boys' clothes, you will not be, I'm an otherkin, dragon, fox, asexual, gender fluid, bi male, whatever. There was no nothing really happened other than the fact that the president went, I'm not dealing with this. Regardless of the fact of whether or not I think it's ridiculous, I think he does, because the truth is, the vast majority of the country and the world, for that matter, let's just face it, does think that this is ridiculous. Each personal belief is different and fine, which is why it didn't go to the reverse effect in that, no, you cannot do this. No, you will not pretend that you're a dragonkin, bi-gendered, dress-wearing man. It was just nothing. Nothing happened. Listen, we're not going to deal with this. This is none of our fucking business, which was the out that Sean had tried to give several times, which is my point. This bitch would not shut her mouth, like insisting. Like, he was like, look, it is not a federal fucking issue. This is a state's issue. Obama had taken this issue and just initiated it at the federal level, starting to, almost create a law regarding whether or not boys, girls are this, that, oh, you're a panda, whatever. And no one got any time or discourse on this to reiterate any of the possibilities, anything. Teachers, parents, other students. No one seemed to have think that maybe even just other students in the school would have been like, fuck that, man. I really don't want to go to the bathroom because Billy over here thinks that he's Billie Jean, and I'm going down the hall to the other fucking bed. This is ridiculous. Nobody, like I said, this is a very small majority. Is what I'm saying hateful? Here we go. I'm sure someone is going to say that it is, and it technically is not. Like I've said before, go fuck yourself. Do what you want to do over there. It doesn't have to become a federal issue. It's not don't make a federal case out of it. Have you ever heard of that? I have. And it's just exactly what I think about it. And I think that it's actually a large percentage of the population that thinks that as well. Comparatively, anyways. I mean, we're talking about a 0.0 something percentage of the population versus the rest of the fucking world. And when you start making it so that Sally and Billy want to just, go in each other's bathrooms and do whatever they want to do and blah, 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 it seems silly, but at the same time, it's kind of not, because there are many other points to it. Fucking Bruce Jenner went into Trump Tower to take a shit. Wonderful. And Trump, he responded exactly the way he should have. Big fucking deal. Don't care. Whatever, man. Or whatever. Sorry. You want to go take a shit in my building? Boom. Don't forget to wipe, and please flush the toilet. Why is it, though, that these reporters in the White House press briefings are so pushy with the negative? Why is the wedge issue always the thing? And it seems like each and every press briefing that gets held, the percentage of negative to positive is unbelievable. I mean, you're talking about, an eighth of positive versus the entire inch of of negative. I mean, dude, it maybe even be more than that. I mean, maybe we're talking 2 questions out of the whole, because of course they're, 50 minutes, maybe an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. It's a while. But the fucking guy talks for like 6 minutes. The rest of the time he has to devote to fighting with these fucking retarded talking head fuckers, these reporters, these gatherers of negativity. I don't know. basically, I just wanted to make a quick video because I noticed this over the past couple of days come out, and I'm really thinking that in the coming days, it's going to get really, really bad. It's going to get really bad because he's a bigot. He's just a terrible racist, fascist, homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, all kind of phobic, bigot bastard, isn't he? And I think that over the next few days, it's going to get really bad. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to really watch them and really pick apart what's going on from each individual reporter to see which one I can't stand the most. Just to see if maybe the ones that I don't like coincidentally are the ones that the rest of the world doesn't like. It's quite possible, because it seems like they keep coming from the front row. And I know that those assigned seated positions in the White House press room are, you go from your top level, very fake news, down as it goes to all the way now to the Skype, the Skype sessions, which seem to perturb the reporters actually in itself. Maybe that's another video for another time. Maybe I'll pick one of those reporters and what they say and make a little video about that, because it seems like there's always something to talk about when it comes to this press room. But anyways, yeah, Trump is terrible. How dare he assume that, the vast majority of schools, teachers, students, parents would want to choose for themselves whether or not they want to advocate for and prolong the mental illness that is this liberal, tranny, all rights inclusive for everyone that thinks they have a penis, but they don't, but your hair is blue, and, you're bald, and you're a woman, and you have, like, fucking spikes coming out of your fucking... Look. I'm sorry. Is it hateful? Maybe. But I don't know what else to say. It's the way I think. And the truth is, I think that there's a lot of people out there that think the same way. So we'll keep up with this. I want to see what's going on in the press room tonight. I guarantee you there will be something there about this. Probably 10 times over. So that's about it. See ya.